Hi everybody, and welcome to today's Explorings by JimLiElevators final elevator project on my Otis Lexan elevator panel using a foam. Let's first take a look at the time and date. It is 7/11, November 22nd, 2014. And yep, Thanksgiving is coming up. And yep, this is the Thanksgiving break that's coming up is what I meant to say. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to add my final elevator project on this updated video on camera on my Otis Lexan elevator panel made out of foam. And my father really did a great job creating this. And now it's mine to make the final thing. And I wonder why are those Legos sitting on there for? Let's zoom in and I'll show the photo what's happening. That's right. You know what that means? We're going to make the cover plate for my elevator button panel. That's right. Making a final elevator cover plate, just like on any real elevators you see. So yep, we're going to do that. So before we get into do it, the reason why I put these Legos on is to make sure that it doesn't so it's not like crooked or anything. Just let me show you with my hands. See, we don't want it to look like this, or like we need to look like it's straight, just like on any rail elevator panels, and even like straight like the wall or the floor, not like something or whatever that is. So yeah, so I'm gonna show you how I did this. Let me take the camera off the tripod, and see that right there? This is how I made it in order to and it's like almost the exact height as that as my Otis Lexan elevator ring. Just like that. And this was taken from out of that Lego box right there. And that is where I took it out from, which I don't play Legos anymore. I used to play Lego when I was a kid, but I'm now a teenager and I'm not a kid anymore. So if you guys will not like that, I will put it away and make it look like the Explorings by JimLiElevators display. So before we do that, I'm going to put the camera on the tripod and get this moving out of the way. So I'm just going to clean it up just for you guys. Now that is more like it. And besides, there's also another update coming on my Explorings by JimLiElevators display. But there's like only one update that just happened. Look what that is sitting on top of my big Otis elevator board. My elevator safety board. Sorry, I'm just trying to straighten the camera up. See that right there? That right there is my Otis card plate that I made like 2 years ago. And yeah, that one is really creative, and now this thing is on display. So that is pretty much of the update. Now we're going to focus on is my elevator panel. So now this is time to get started, and I'm going to take the camera off the tripod now, and I want to show you something by removing those Lego pieces off the panel. So let me remove all those stuff and let you see it one more time, and we'll put it back up and show you that on camera. See, this right here is my Otis Lexan elevator panel, and this is used out of foam. And I want to thank my father for doing this for me. And actually, I'm going to use the flashlight for my phone because it's kind of dark. Sorry for the little delay. There we go. See, that is a better look. And to tell you this, there's also something that needs to be straightened up. Well, not actually that. Sorry, I tend to mix up a little. But see this right here? This panel side right here is like half inches, 1.5 inches wide from here to to the button itself. But look on this side. It's like almost like 1 inch farther away. So that is something. So what we really need to do is you have to like cut this part in order to have the exact same distance on both sides. So what I'm going to do is we're going to use a ruler, and we're going to use a Sharpie and trace out the part where it's cut off. So when I cut off the part of that, I don't want to like mess up or anything. So I'm going to stop the camera right now, and when I get the Sharpie, we'll get back onto you. Alright, I got the ruler, and here's a Sharpie. And before we get started on this, I think this camera's I can zoom in a little more. What was I thinking? See this part right here? This is where I tested it out. I used a scissor and cut this part a little, and it should work just fine. But I'm not gonna cut it on camera because it'll take like a lot of time. So I do apologize for that. But what we're gonna do is use the Sharpie and trace it all the way up by using this ruler. So that's the most easy part that I'm gonna do on camera. So we're gonna zoom out and bring this piece down. Zoom out just a little more. And I'll just put it like about here. Or raise the camera up just a little bit. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to put this ruler right here. And it's just like that. And I have to be careful, don't move it a lot. And just use both hands and hold it still. And yeah, after I let go, it just wiggles a little. And here's the Sharpie. I'm going to use it with both hands. Alright, so I'm going to zoom in just to let y'all see it. And I'll show you how I trace it. So we're going to put this on here. I don't know where that is. Yep, I felt a little crack on where to start. I guess that shall be good. Make sure that both sides are equal. Hold on, let me make sure just in person. I think it's on the equal side. Yep, I think it is. Let me put it back in place. Now let's get tracing. Got to be a little careful on how I do this. I guess you can barely see it. Yeah, it's kind of dark. I'll do it off camera. I'll come back later. There, now you may see it kind of. Let's see what happens when I move the light out of the way. Yeah, you can kind of see the Sharpie mark I made right there. I'll put the light back on just for the case of it. I will show you. I'll probably show you how to cut it on camera, but I'm just gonna be kind of careful. So, what we're going to do is, this is the part that we're going to cut off on. And yep, you see that Sharpie mark just clearly enough. So, whenever you cut things like this, do not, as a disclaimer, do not put your finger or your thumb close to the sharp objects, because when you're using scissors, just like Andrew says, when you're using scissors or any sharp objects, make sure that it's pointed away from your skin. Not towards yourself, not to your friends or anybody else. Point it away from you. I'm going to say point it away from you, excuse me. So, with that being said, here we go. See how I cut it now? Just like that. You have to be really careful. Actually, I'm going to cut it off camera just for safety reasons. Just to get this straight up. So I'll come back to you in a little while. Alright. Finally cut this part off. And now it's almost like the same side on both. same distance on both sides now on this elevator panel. And look at all those guts I have in my hand. Man, this is a lot. I'm gonna have to clean all this stuff later. And look at this. And look at this. I accidentally almost like punched through this, and the battery was sticking right there. So I think what really helps to cover is using a tape to cover over it. And I prefer like tape around this thing so it's covered up. Well, let me try just for the heck of it. So you take this tape out, cover up like that. Looks like that should work, but this part is a little rough than this part's a little smoother. Not really sure if that tape will really work. So what we do is try to fix another one. Looks like that really helped. What do you know? It really works. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put the Legos on here, and the last thing is to create a cover plate using paper. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take the camera off the tripod now. Sorry for all this messy stuff. Let me zoom out. Hopefully I didn't jerk the camera. So we're going to put it like this. Actually, we're going to go this way so it's smoother. So I'm going to put the camera down and put the light right here. I'm going to cover this part up for privacy reasons. See, this is the Lego piece right here. I'm going to take this part out, take the other part out, stick it up here, and stick the other one, oh, it's right here. I was looking through the camera, like this. If the camera will focus, and then we'll put this elevator button right here, take the camera, gonna put the Lego piece right here. So that looks a lot more smoother than putting on the button part. So there it is. Now I'm gonna put the whole entire thing. So what we're gonna do is put the camera back on the tripod. Yes, it's gonna be a lot of work I've ever done. There we go. Now I'm going to put the light right here. My flashlight app. Zoom in. Move the elevator button up a little bit. And what we're going to do is we're going to put all the Legos on and throw all these guts away. So we're going to put on like this way. I'd rather go this way, just to be smoother. And now you got this part done. Now let's turn the other way, just so you can see. Ooh, one fell off. I've not taped it on there yet, or glue it on yet, but I will soon. Well, there's no glue, so I'm just gonna tape it on there. One right here. One here. Sorry if my arm got in the way. One here and one here. Alright, got that part already. There you see it. Now we're going to use this tape right here and tape it on. I'm going to tape it over here so I don't block in the way. Oh, that was a little too short. I need more tape. Sorry about that, folks. Now that is more like it. To hold it down in order to get it straightened up. This is really hard. This is the hardest thing I've ever done. Anyways, yeah, let me try it one more time. You have to like stick it on both sides in order to get to work. Man, this thing was really tough. There, you got this part done. And now you do the second part, which is here. A little longer tape. Oop, just shook it. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, now I'll do the little parts later. We're going to turn this thing around. Make sure this thing is in the camera frame. Yep, it is. Take a piece of tape. We're going to stick it on here, focus, and stick on the other side. Now we will place it on here. Oh my gosh, this tape was really long. Yeah, that table's really long. Hold on, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop my camera here. Apologize if I keep stopping the camera a lot, but I'm gonna finish it up off camera. Alright, I finally got all the Legos taped up, and my gosh, it was so hard. And I'll show you how the height is. See, this is how it looks like onto the height of my elevator button on this side right here. I'll put it this way, sorry. Should go like this. See that? See right there? Alright, now the last thing is making the elevator cover plate using that computer paper right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to place this on there. And yes, I already cut some parts of it off to match the height of this elevator panel. So I'm going to take the camera off the tripod again, just to show you. See that right there is on the height, on the same height. Yep, looks like it's on the same height. So now the last thing, no, not the last thing, I'm sorry. Oh, I have to get over here. Is we're going to use the Sharpie and trace that line over there and fold it like, well, I'm going to do that off camera. It's like fold the paper and also make the elevator button circle as well. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put the camera down on the floor and we're going to use the Sharpie. I'm going to put my phone right here. Sorry about that. I'm going to use the Sharpie right here. Oop. shut it off. Oh, I just bumped somewhere. Sorry about that. Alright, now what we're going to do now is we're going to trace it. So I'm going to hold the camera on my phone still. And here it goes. Alright, I'm going to move that out of the way. And there you have it. And next what we're going to do is draw the circles for the elevator buttons right here. And yeah, I had to like retrace it somewhere because it went something wrong. And then after that, I was wrong about folding. We're not going to fold it like this because otherwise it'll like take too much work. I was going to fold like this, but sorry, we're not going to do that. After that, we're going to cut this part off and place it onto my elevator panel, and there you go. So I'm going to draw these circles for the buttons onto the exact same the same place of where it is. So I will come back in a few minutes. Okay, I am finally done with this project model, and my gosh, it took like 2.5 hours to work on this thing. And yep, it completely now looks like a realistic elevator call station. But this is actually my model I made. So Diesel Deucey and Elevator Rail Fan, what did you think of this? What did you think of my model I created? Isn't this really awesome? I'm pretty sure Elevator Dude 3308 and Alex McFerren will love this. Alex Stack, aka Gloose, what do you think of my Otis Lexan elevator panel model I made? This is awesome, isn't it? And how I did this is I used this paper right here. See, this is the paper I used to trace out the rings for this elevator button. I took the ring out, traced it on there, and did it on both sides, and measured the length here, or the distance. I cut this part off, and before that, sorry, I tend to get mixed up a lot. I do apologize for that to my audience, but let me say this clear enough. What I did is I used this paper right here. And how I made it is, I first measured the distance, and then I drew a line with a Sharpie, I cut the part out, and then next I used my Otis Lexan elevator button ring, and traced it out, and cut it apart, and I did it on both sides of this paper, and yeah, I kind of fold it, and then now it became a realistic elevator button panel. So that is how I made it. So I hope you guys heard it clear enough. Let me put this back up. And before we end, in the background, I do apologize for the mess of computer papers. I'm going to clean up right after I stop this video. But anyways, let's get one more view of this elevator panel right here. My realistic model of my Otis Lexan elevator panel. Isn't this really neat? Diesel Deucey, I know you're going to love this. This is a YouTube first to everyone. Which I forgot to mention, this is also a YouTube first. Which means nobody in the elevator community ever seen me do a model of my own Otis Lexan elevator call panel using this type of model. This is so cool, isn't it? So I guess, with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and that is it for this updating video. This thing will be on display in about a couple of days before December. So thank you guys for watching, and be ready for the Thanksgiving holiday to come up. See you later, everybody.